Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Mom on the Verge podcast, where I aim to help you improve your sense of joy, purpose, and meaning in this life. We will talk about a lot of different ways we can do this, but ultimately, we'll be working toward finding our way back home to ourselves and remembering that even in the most challenging times, peace is only a breath away. I am your host, Katie Farinas, a mom, nurse, and yogi on a mission to improve mental health and build community in our world. Hi, everyone. Before we start the show, I am asking you for a really big favor. I am on a mission to elevate the collective consciousness of this world, but particularly women. I just love women, and I believe that it is really our time. It is our time to rise up and truly understand our worth and our power. And our ability to have impact in this world, and to feel emboldened to be our authentic selves and to show up as who we truly are. And so, if you believe in that, also, I'd really like your help to get this show into more people's ears. And the best way to do that is to like it, to share it, to download it. And to talk about it. Just talk about it with your friends, your family, at work, um, on social media, wherever you talk with people and share about things that you love or that you're passionate about. Please share about this show, because I think it is time for us as women to step into our power. And I believe we can if we learn how to be the most authentic versions of ourselves, which is what we are talking about here on this show. So if you believe in that too, do me a favor, like, share, download, and talk about it. Okay, now on to this mini-sode. I hope you enjoy it. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We're here for another mini-sode. And as always, not always, but the last several weeks, I've been doing these mini-sodes on Dharma, and we're going to do another one. I keep pulling from little pieces of the philosophy class that I'm teaching. And I also use all of these techniques in my coaching. So if you've been listening to the last several weeks and really enjoying it, and then you have a little idea of what it's like to work with me in the container of coaching. What I do on these mini-sodes, I do with my clients. We do them in more detail, obviously, because we have more time and we can have conversation back and forth. But it's a really good taste of what happens inside of a coaching container. And I invite you to, go back, listen to the mini-sodes, really do the exercises that I suggest, see if they resonate with you. And if they do, head over to my website, momontheverge.org, book a free discovery call. We can have a conversation and see if us working together feels like a good fit. I work a lot, mostly with women who are looking for more purpose and passion in their life. They are people who are seeking, connection. They're seeking inner peace. They're seeking a sense of fulfillment and impact in life. And often they're not feeling that. They haven't been feeling that for a while. They've been feeling kind of let down by life, feeling like they're always just running a to-do list, checking things off the box. Every day feels like just another, set of responsibilities. And they've really lost that spark and that magic and that joy, and they want to spend more of their life in that space. I was having a conversation with a friend yesterday who I work with, and she recently found this passion for tennis as an adult. She's I think 47 or 48. And she's only recently started playing tennis, and she is so passionate about it. She loves playing it. She loves watching it. She loves talking about it. She just loves it, right? So there's something in there that speaks to her dharma, right? This is how we get when we're doing something that somehow relates to our dharma. And the other thing that she said to me that really stood out to me was, it's the only time where I don't have a million thoughts running through my head, that I am just fully present in the moment thinking about what's happening. And that's That's called flow. What she just described is called flow. When you feel an inner sense of peace and calm, and you are fully present in the moment, and your mind is not racing all over the place, and you're doing something that really lights you up and engages you in a way that almost feels magical. It feels spiritual. It feels next level to regular, ordinary life. And when we figure out what our dharma is and we start applying it to all different areas of our lives, we can feel that magical, lit up, flow based feeling for a lot of our days, right? For the majority of our day, we can live in that state. But it takes awareness. It all begins with awareness, awareness that we're not living in that state, awareness that we want to be in that state, and then awareness that maybe we don't have the skills to get ourselves there, and maybe we need a little bit of help. To start peeling back those layers. It's really hard sometimes to see, often it's hard to see our own stuff and where we're getting stuck and why we're getting stuck and the limiting beliefs that are standing in our way. And that's where I come in. I was coaching someone last week and we got to a really critical piece moment where she had this, aha, eureka moment, realization. And I was able to show her how she had known it all along, right? It took me guiding her and asking her the right questions and having deep conversations and her spending some time in reflection. It took all of these things, but in the end, she was able to look back and realize she had known it all along because we all know it all along because we all came here with it. But there's a lot of stuff that gets in the way. And sometimes we need a loving, supportive guide to help us on our journey. And that is where I come in. So I would love to work with you. Just head over to the website, momontheverge.org, and book that free discovery call. Or you can send me an email, you can DM me on Instagram, whatever works for you. I am here for it. Okay, so for today's episode, we are going to talk about values. There's a fantastic book. It's been on the bestseller list, or it was on the bestseller list for a really long time. It was written by a woman. Her name is Bonnie Ware, and it's called The Top Five Regrets of the Dying. And Bonnie sat with hundreds and hundreds of people who were dying and had conversations with them about their lives, about what they had done in their lives, what they wished they had done in their lives, all the things that were wonderful and all the things that were hard. And she realized that there were common themes amongst people who were passing away and had regrets. Not everyone who passed away had regrets, but among the people who did have regrets, there were five very common regrets. And the number one common regret is that they wish that they had had the courage to live a life that was true to themselves and not a life of what others expected of them. And I think that's a mic drop. I think that's really powerful. Um, our culture does not encourage us to follow our path of fascination, what Martha Beck calls the path of fascination, where we just follow the things that we are endlessly fascinated by. Because in our culture, there's a idea about what success is and how we attain it. And so we often get on that hamster wheel of trying to attain the culturally approved success at a fairly young age. And that often leads us away from our dharma. It leads us away from the path of fascination. And that's when we start feeling these feelings of, being unfulfilled, lacking that inner peace, feeling anxiety, depression, inner turmoil, because our soul is trying to send us a message. It's trying to tell us you're off course. You need to veer back. And in fact, in this week's long form interview that I did with Sunil Gupta, that's episode 77, I'll link it in the show notes. But he hosts a show on Amazon Prime where he travels around the world and he speaks to people who are really exceptional at what they do, at their work, and they have achieved tremendous outwardly success. And he has found that many of them, that does not convert to inner success. So while they are killing it at whatever their profession is, and they have a lot of money and material possession and respect and accolades, and they have accomplished so much. They don't always feel successful on the inside. And so then that starts it starts we have to can't help but ask the question at that point, well, what actually is success? How do we define success? And I think that that answer will vary from person to person, but I think just like the top 5 regrets of the dying, we're going to see a lot of overlap in people's answers. And living your soul's purpose, I think, is would be one of the big ones that people will come back with, that, their value, that success to them would be living this life that was truly in alignment with who they came here to be, who they were at their deepest core, at their essence. And so, in order to do that, we have to figure out what's really, really important to us. And one of the ways I like to think about doing this, and this is a great journaling exercise that I can leave you with that you can do on your own at home. But if someone was talking about you and your life after your passing, would what they have to say match with what's in your heart and soul? So if they were describing you and your life and what you did during your life and how and who you were during your life, would that match who you truly see yourself to be at the deepest level? And if the answer to that is no, then I spend some time. Again, you can journal on this, you can meditate on it, but spend some time investigating why. Why is there a mismatch between what's inside and what people are seeing you say and do and be on the outside? And then what do you need to do in your life to make those two things match, right? To make what's on the inside match what's on the outside. I think that journaling on your values is a fantastic idea. And in fact, if you DM me or send me an email, I have a fantastic values list. It lists tons of different values, and it's actually really fun and enlightening to just look at the list and go through it and see what jumps out at you that you're like, "Oh, yes, that's absolutely," you'll know it. It's a very intuitive experience, that it jumps out at you, like, "This is definitely a big value for me." And so Mom on the Verge, Katie at momontheverge.org is my email, or you can on Instagram, Katie Mom and Yogi, DM me, email me, or even comment. If you're on Spotify, you can hit the comments section on Spotify. You can do it that way as well. And I'll get this list over to you because it's a really fun one. But in the meantime, we're going to do a little meditation that will help you to start thinking about your values and what's really important to you, and then comparing that to the life that you are currently living. So if you are in a place where you can do this meditation, fantastic. I invite you to take a seat anywhere on the floor, on a chair, a bed, or laying down flat is also lovely. Obviously, if you're in a place that it's unsafe to be doing this, please pause and come back to this meditation. So, if you are in that space where you can participate in this meditation, then I invite you to close your eyes. And we'll begin by just taking a few really big, deep breaths and coming to our body. So, inhaling through your nose and then exhaling through your mouth, just sighing it out, letting everything go, just coming fully into this moment. Inhaling again and exhaling once again through the mouth, sighing it out, maybe making a little sigh sound as you go. When you make the ah sound, that's actually really good for your vagus nerve. Inhaling again through the nose and exhaling one more time. And once you've completed 3 rounds of that deep inhale and slow, long exhale, you can just come back to your normal breathing, allowing your body to breathe exactly how it needs to in this moment. And then taking some time to come to your body. We all have different sensations in our body all day long, whether we notice them or not. So, this is a moment to just be curious, see if any sensations pop up anywhere in the body. And if they do, just placing your awareness on where you feel that sensation. You don't have to name it or label it, just breathing into it. And once another sensation pops up, you can bring your awareness to that location and do the same thing, just allowing it to be there and breathing in and out that space in your body. Spending just a few moments here, coming to our bodies by feeling them from the inside and allowing whatever's there to be there. And whenever you feel ready, you can just bring your awareness back to your breath and the sensation of inhaling and exhaling. What is success and how is it measured? That is the question for this meditation. We may not have an answer by the end, and that's okay. It's all about setting the intention to understand ourselves and what success means to us. Is it measured by external achievements, by accumulating money or things, by gaining respect or accomplishments? Or is it how you feel on the inside? Is it an inner state of being? What if we started to define success as living in feelings of love and gratitude, joy and compassion, generosity and forgiveness? Given those definitions of success, each and every one of us can be successful at any moment. True success isn't a destination, it's an ongoing creative process that we have the power to choose. And we choose it every day, in every moment, by the way we choose to think, act, and perceive. Success comes from making choices that are true to our soul and that will give us the greatest amount of growth and expansion. Each one of us has to choose for ourselves what that looks like. What are your goals in this lifetime? Once again, you don't have to decide right now. And even if you do, they may change and evolve over time. But as long as each time you're choosing to expand yourself, you will choose correctly. Who are you and what are you meant to do? This is a big question. And often the answer isn't clear. But we can get closer to the answer by thinking about what's really important to us. I'm going to read a few options to you and see if any one of them strikes a chord in your heart. Or maybe something will bubble up from inside and you'll know that's the right answer. Or maybe none of that will happen and it will come to you at a later date. Remember, intention is so powerful, and having faith in the process. Some of the options could be service, love and compassion for all, teaching others, creative expression, advocating for or protecting the weak, exploration and discovery, promoting culture, spreading love, nurturing others, or researching and promoting the spread of knowledge. These are just some examples of values that may speak to you. If one of those resonated with you, ask yourself, am I already living my Dharma at least part of the time? And when I am, is it fulfilling and enjoyable? Does it come naturally to me and make me feel like the person I want to be? If the answer is yes, then it's authentic to you. And when you were engaging in it, you were in a life pursuit that will allow you to thrive and grow into the best version of yourself. For the next few moments, we're going to practice repeating a mantra, Shivo Hum. This mantra helps individuality connect with essence, with the essence of pure potential. So it helps you and your individual soul connect with the universal creative force and the pure potential that exists there. Over the next few moments, just silently repeat the mantra in your mind, Shivo Hum, Shivo Hum, Shivo Hum. And while you repeat the mantra, envision yourself living a life based on the worthy goal that resonated with you. Service, love and compassion for all, teaching others, creative expression, advocating or protecting the weak, promoting culture, spreading knowledge, exploring and discovering, nurturing. Does one of these stand out for you? And how would you like to engage in it in your own life, in your own way? Take some time to visualize that while keeping your mind steady by repeating Shiva Hum, Shiva Hum, Shiva Hum. I'll call you back in a few moments. Your mind wanders, it's okay. Just bring it back to the mantra and pick up visualizing where you left off. You can begin to release the mantra, allowing it to fade and letting go of visualization, coming back to your breath. Reminding yourself that you create your success from within. When you feel ready, you can start making small movements with your body, beginning to wake it up. Maybe wiggling toes or fingers, maybe rolling out your neck, maybe taking a full body stretch. Feeling grateful for this moment, to yourself, and for taking time to uncover who you really are and what you really want. Opening your eyes when you're ready, just taking in the surroundings around you. I would love to hear which one of those goals or values stood out to you. Once again, you can always contact me through email or Instagram, or you can comment if you're on Spotify, just comment on the show. Um, And if none of those stood out to you and something else popped into your awareness, I would love to hear that as well. Think about doing that journal exercise that I mentioned in the beginning of the episode. And I will see you next week, my friends. Have a wonderful rest of your week.